You're sitting on the edge of your bed, wiping the sweat off your forehead, and you grab the glass of water on the table and drink it down in one go. But how did you get here? This shaken, this exhausted. For that, we have to go back. You're a property tycoon. Everyone in the business world knows your name. One morning, you get ready and walk out your front door, and right there, a police officer stops you. Why? Presidential protocol. The president is about to pass through this road in a few minutes. Never mind that half the property on this street belongs to you. You still have to wait. Once the president's convoy passes, you head to your office. But that image doesn't leave your mind. The protocol, the security, the sheer weight of it. That evening you get home, turn on the TV, and the news is running a story. One decision by the president just shook the entire stock market. That kind of power fascinates you. You can't stop thinking about it. Eventually, you decide to enter politics yourself. You come up with a slogan, "Change politics, change America." You start giving speeches. The business community backs you, funds you. Before you know it, you're a serious presidential contender. Election day comes. Your popularity is through the roof, and you win. You become president of the United States. You get the presidential protocol you once envied. On your very first day in office, the intelligence chief walks in with a report. A bombing in Florida, 50 injured, 5 dead. You call an emergency meeting, assure the media that justice will be served. People are out on the streets demanding revenge. Panic is spreading. The next day, a report lands on your desk. Where the attack was planned, who's behind it? You call in the generals and the intelligence officials. Opinions are split. Some say negotiate. Some say a covert intelligence operation. Others push for a strike, arguing it'll show the world America's strength. When you ask what happens after the strike, silence. Total silence. Someone finally says, "We'll figure that out later. We're capable of ending this within a week." A file is placed in front of you. 6 generals and 3 CIA officials are standing in your office. You know one signature from you will decide another country's future. Outside, the media is already set up, cameras and mics ready, some waiting for the order, others already predicting it. You look down at the file, Special Order for War. Inside, you're terrified, but you can't show it, because a superpower's president can't afford to look weak. You sign. The moment you sign, pilots climb into their jets, Navy ships leave their ports, aircraft take off, thousands of troops load into transports with heavy machinery. By evening, the strike happens. The media splits. Some call you brave. Others say you made a mistake. Well, only time will tell. You tell yourself it's just a week's work. The next day, another file. An earthquake somewhere on the other side of the world. They need emergency funds. You approve it. Then another report. In some distant country, the people have revolted and the army is killing civilians. You need to act. You've never even been to that country. You'd probably never go. In fact, you only just learned its name. But you sign the order anyway, to help them. The war you started drags on. A week becomes a month, then 2, then 6. Another report. The military wants a bigger budget. The war is getting expensive. You approve it. The opposition protests. Educators protest too. Their budget just got cut. You start to feel the heat of that chair for the first time. You raise taxes. Some people are happy, others are furious. You talk to one country, and another gets offended, feeling ignored. Another report. Your soldiers are dying in the war, 4 or 5 a day. You start thinking of it as revenge for those first 5 civilians. Except now it's 5 soldiers a day. The media turns against you. The opposition keeps asking questions. And slowly, public opinion turns too. Another intelligence report. A country is building weapons of mass destruction. It needs to be stopped. You call another meeting. The experts recommend an attack again. This time you hesitate more than before. You keep asking the generals, "Is this really necessary?" They say yes. The file is placed in front of you again. Another approval for war. You're scared, but you're still the president of a superpower, and you can't let that show. You sign. Jets take off from some distant base, and another attack happens. You tell the media and the public that it's done. It's over. But somewhere inside you, a question keeps nagging. Did we really finish this? By now it's too late to take any of it back, because you're not an ordinary man anymore. There's a crowd around you everywhere you go, yet you're completely alone. Days pass without you going home. Some part of you wants to stand in line at Starbucks and just order a coffee like anyone else, but you can't do that anymore. You want to take your kids to the park and just be a regular dad, but that's not possible either. Your friends stop calling because they already know you're too busy to answer. Because you're never around, your wife files for divorce. Some of your private documents get leaked and turn into a media circus. You can't even joke freely anymore, because every word you say now carries political weight. Another report lands on your desk. Another country is now backing the enemy in this war, and it happens to be your biggest rival. You call a meeting. You know you can't go to war with them directly, so there's only one option left: sanctions and tariffs. You impose them. A few days later, another report. Because of those tariffs, prices back home are rising, since 50% of your goods come from that country. People protest against you. You hold your ground. Then another report. That country has cut off the supply of minerals you need to manufacture weapons. Now you're really worried. You reverse your decision, drop the tariffs. In other words, you back down. A few days later, another report. An allied nation has been attacked, and they're invoking the treaty you signed, a treaty whose original signatory is probably long dead. You consult your generals and step into that war too. It becomes headline news again. Reports come in that oil prices are climbing because of the war, and you try to control it, but you fail. There's only one way to bring the prices down: end the war. But how can you back down now? You're the president of a superpower. Every day brings a new report: an attack on your base, losses in another country, soldiers dying, national assets destroyed. The media blames you for all of it. A decision made by a room full of people, and somehow only you carry the blame. Now you want out of this war, because the whole world is in crisis because of it. You look for someone who can help you save face, and this time you get lucky. Someone steps in and helps broker a ceasefire. An agreement is signed. You declare victory. But the world isn't buying it anymore. The media keeps writing against you. You came in with a slogan: change politics, change America. But somewhere along the way, it's you who changed. You start to realize you're not the one running the world. The world is running you. You're standing by your office window, coffee mug in hand, staring outside. The door opens. A blonde officer walks in, places a file on the table and says, "Mr. President, a new intelligence report," and walks back out. You look down at the file, coffee mug still in your hand. Right then, your phone alarm goes off. It's 7 in the morning. You wake up with a jolt, sweat on your forehead. You grab the glass of water beside you and drink it in one breath. You get ready quickly and head out for the office. At your door, a police officer stops you. The president's convoy is about to pass. You don't get angry. You don't argue, even though you're already running late. You sit quietly in your car and wait for the president to pass by.